Hey everybody, welcome back to another monthly market report for real estate here in the Central Okanagan, this time reviewing the stats of December in 2025. So historically, December is generally one of the slowest months in real estate, and that was absolutely the case to cap off 2025. We saw pretty much decreases across the board, which again is to be expected. We are already in a very soft buyer's market, so it wasn't a huge surprise to see a pretty slow month overall for December. The Bank of Canada's overnight rate is still at 2.25%. The next rate announcement is January 28th, 2026, and there definitely is some uncertainty in which way rates are going to go. We've seen a small increase in inflation over the last month. Unemployment is up, but consumer spending is still solid. So it will be interesting to see what the Bank of Canada decides at the end of the month. And although rates have stabilized compared to previous years, affordability and confidence are still the key drivers in this market. As I mentioned, being in a buyer's market, we are at an absorption rate of 8.5%, even lower and even further into that buyer's market. And hopefully we start to see that number start to creep up over the next couple of months and maybe take a bit of a jump in spring into the summer and push us into that balanced market. And again, that seasonal slowdown does not change that overall trend of being in a buyer's market. Buyers here still have the leverage regardless of it being a slower seasonality. When looking at the numbers, it is still a great time for buyers. And again, sellers, it's a more challenging market for you. The number one key factor to get your place sold and be less days on market is to price aggressively and according to what the current market sits at. Because if you're a seller that wants to list and test out the market at a certain price that's above the current market, you're going to sit and likely get less than market value. Now let's jump into the overall numbers over the last month. There were a total of 267 sales in the month of December 2025. That's down 20.53% from the previous month and down 2.91% from this time last year. So while activity slowed, it wasn't a dramatic drop from the historical activity in December. The average sales price for all product is $735,368, which is down a less than 1% change from this time last year. The average list to sell ratio, however, is 93.44%, which is the lowest point we've seen all year. This clearly reinforces that buyers are negotiating more aggressively, especially on properties that are overpriced and have been sitting longer. Now, time to look at the average price for individual product. Condos are down 1.28% from this time last month to an average price of $470,671. Townhouses are down 9.06% to an average price of $641,177. And single family homes saw a slight increase of 1.47% to their average price to an average price of $1,094,256. This shows that detached homes are remaining more resilient while attached products are feeling more pricing pressure. The average days on market now sits at 83 days, which is up 8.89% from this time last year. We are currently sitting at 11.79 months of inventory, and there are 3,149 active listings on the market, which is about a 1% change from this time last year. So quick takeaways from this monthly market update: for buyers, there is more choice, more negotiating power, and less urgency. For sellers, pricing correctly from day one is incredibly important. There's no forgiveness for overpricing. And for investors and relocators, this is a market where patience and strategy can create real opportunity. As we move into 2026, we are going to be watching interest rates, spring inventory levels, and buyers' confidence very closely. And if you have any questions about what we discussed today, if you're looking to relocate or move to Kelowna, you got to reach out to me at the information on the screen right now. Call me, text me, email me. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. We have people reaching out every single week that I help out, and I'd love to answer any questions you may have. If you want more information on not just the current market here in Kelowna, but what it's like to live in Kelowna, the different neighborhoods, you got to subscribe to my main channel, Living in Kelowna BC, link down in the description below. And again, my name is Boholij, your Okanagan real estate professional and relocation specialist. That was the monthly market update for real estate stats in the Central Okanagan, overviewing the stats in December 2025, and I will catch you in the next video.